Hello, dear friends. When left is right and right is left, it means the world has changed. Opinion piece. Blackout denied. Photon Belt. Luminescence. By Matthew Watt. Uprooting darkness. Some feel chaos is coming. Consciousness breakthrough. The country of early photons. Something different is in the air. 30 years to a photonic world. Let's start. The famous prophecy of the 3 days of darkness is a recurring theme in various religious and spiritual traditions, although there is no specific date confirmed for it to occur. According to some religious beliefs, especially in Catholicism, the 3 days of darkness would be a divine punishment intended to purify humanity of its evil. It is believed that during this period there would be no natural or artificial light, and evil spirits would roam the earth. This prophecy foresees extreme natural phenomena such as storms, earthquakes, and pestilence. Vehicles would lose power and there would be no electricity. The prophecy recommends to the faithful to stay in their homes, pray and light blessed candles, as this would be the only sources of light. This prophecy is related to Revelation 16:10. This verse describes an apocalyptic event in which the kingdom of the beast is plunged into darkness and its inhabitants suffer great pains and blaspheme, without repenting of their works. In quotes, the fifth angel poured out his bowl on the throne of the beast, and his kingdom was covered with darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. Debunk it. If the 3 or 10 days of darkness refer to the sun preventing light from reaching the earth, that would never happen according to Matthew Watt through his mother Susan Watt. So the only other possibility would be for the wicked to knock down power grids around the world. If no system requiring electricity could function, there would be fear all over the world. The low frequency of fear would strengthen the dark ones, whose survival depends on it, and they need to compensate for the high frequencies that are rapidly overtaking the low ones. Therefore, attempts can be made to take down the power grids, and if they could not prevent this, the light forces would restore power as quickly as possible. However, at this time, there is nothing to indicate a worldwide power outage in the potential energy field of the Earth. The 3 days of darkness may be a remnant of information that circulated years ago regarding the theory that the Earth would enter a photon belt. During the planet's 3-day passage from the edge of the belt into an inner orbital space, the light of the sun would be blocked and everything would be as black as coal. That was the only non-disastrous theory of the 3 devised by some of your scientists, embarking a cosmic design arrangement. Such a catastrophic scenario could not occur. Scientists knew little about this universal phenomenon they called the Photon Belt, except that it is predominantly photonic energy. The belt began when highly charged ions and atomic particles from a supernova that exploded billions of years ago formed an ovoid band. The band continued to expand by collecting cosmic debris and kept gaining momentum until it became so large and powerful that its gravitational force could shatter a distant Earth-sized astral body and draw its fragments toward itself. That knocks down the theory of 3 days of passage in darkness after Earth enters the edge of the belt. Photonic energy. This topic is timely because the photonic energy is the composition of the higher frequencies that are coming in, Earth has reached early photon country, so to speak. There have always been some photons around, but with the recent influx, this lighter energy is mixing with the electrical composition of the atmosphere, the planet, and your body. Photons contain more light than electrons, which are the composition of carbon-based cells. It is photonic energy that transforms those cells into a crystalline structure, that is, storehouse of cosmic knowledge. As long as electrons dominate our world, and they will for perhaps 30 more years, everything that is electrically powered will continue to function. The shift to photonic energy will be seamless, perhaps with adapters, until there are substitutes for everything that is now electrical or electronic. Photonic energy will toast bread, light lamps, provide transportation, and tan bodies that sunbathe. The sun is the name of the soul that was incarnated at the sun of our solar system, and Gaia is the soul that was incarnated as planet Terra, now called Earth, and they have had a close relationship from the beginning. The sun would never do anything to harm the Earth or its residents, but neither can it manifest a whole new beginning for all. Every soul chooses what it wants to do, and the decision for some will be to remain in their polarized political, religious, or cultural field in 3D. That is okay. Everyone has as many opportunities as necessary to grow consciously and spiritually, and humans who choose to forego that in this lifetime will not hold back those who are embarking on their ascension path. Luminescence. After several years in acceleration mode, which increased steadily but slowly, the world is now moving out of the low frequency and racing into higher illumination luminescence. It is in tune with the action in the solar system, galaxy, and universe, and there is much going on behind the world cutting, but the most important action is within each soul. The lowering of low vibrations raise the frequency of the Earth, and codes are being downloaded to raise conscious contact with soul-level knowledge. You will rejoice in these moments of self-discovery and the feeling of being connected to all that is around you. You will marvel as your intuition gives you the answers you need if you ask for them within. So, we'll stop wondering how it is possible to exist and begin to fully believe that you are in fact light incarnate, a sovereign, multidimensional, eternal divine soul with unlimited powers who is enjoying a physical life as a human being. It is a forward push in evolution to assimilate the exciting new level of consciousness of the higher frequency. But in adjusting to the energy, the dense body may experience natural and short-lived reactions such as exhaustion, flu-like symptoms, moodiness, confused thinking, forgetfulness, anxiety, and sadness. Stay in touch with nature or with pets whenever possible. The plant and animal kingdoms, with the exception of the human being, emit high frequencies that relieve stress. Get plenty of rest. Stay hydrated. Eat light, exercise moderately, enjoy light-hearted entertainment, and remember that only light-based effort can last. New frequency. The new higher frequency cannot help us understand the sea of speculation, opinions, misinterpretations, misleading reports, outright lies, and actual facts, which are just the tip of the iceberg. Please don't give any energy to propaganda about ailments. Until the dark ones breathe their last breath, they will create fear about a new condition before the new antigens are ready. Ignore that old programming and let us shed old programming. Its intention is to keep you feeling powerless and behaving according to what the so-called authorities tell you. That long dark era is over. It will become a gloomy chapter in the book of universal history. What may seem like irrational changes in government and the resulting confusion are compounded by videos featuring AI-produced characters and false information that attack preparers and interspersers with authentic information and action. In time, it will be seen that what is really underway is the eradication of the unimaginable extent of secret operations, mind control, satanic worship, and theft that has been plaguing the world for millennia. Declaration of victory by the light in previous messages about the recent US presidential election relate to that global darkness being brought into the light so that it can be ended. The opponents of the current administration are controlled by the dark side of the force. Had they won, they could have continued their unconscionable activities and global control. Expectations. The final stage of liberation from the dark and the adaptation of all life to higher frequencies is dramatic, and the population is sensing that something different is in the air, so to speak. The spirit of some souls is filled with expectations. Many are feeling apprehensive and confused. All those who reject business as usual want change but don't know how to achieve it, and the sense of speed imparted by the new frequencies is causing some to feel that chaos is coming. There is a great need for light and support. The growing number of awakening souls needs a beacon to guide them safely through uncharted waters. The many millions of human beings who are grieving the loss of family and friends need comfort. People who have been forced to leave their home countries need to be hopeful. The population will be in shock when the truth comes to light about the off-planet satanic overlords whose puppets have ruled the planet for millennia, and you will need a reassuring hand. An essential part of planetary cleansing is bringing the ones of our world to light so they can heal. Gaia needs to heal the pain that for aeons permeated her body, and healing must be reached the countless souls whose blood was mercilessly spilled. The collective traumas in plural, embedded in the planet must be released so that the subliminal pain affecting life on Earth and beyond can be transmuted into light. Knowing what you would encounter this time, you eagerly volunteered for the members of our universal family on Earth would need your light to help them navigate through truths, turmoil, and difficulties. And to best help them, your first priority must be yourself. To keep your light strong, balance intact, and energy high, you need periods of silence and solitude to rejuvenate body, mind, spirit. Love yourself. Let go of disturbing memories, unwise decisions, and stressful moments. Trusting your intuition and going with your personal flow will allow you to feel at peace, but also exultant and empowered. Breathe deeply, and then let your smile shine like the sun. The light has won. All beings of light encourage you to keep going and support you with unconditional love. Breaking news. Benjamin Fulford's message to his readers, in quotes. Last week, over 100 police officers came to my home in Tokyo to attack me, and I was forced to make an emergency evacuation to Canada due to credible threats to my life. Gold advances and Bitcoin rises as the tariff tantrum on risky assets wreaks havoc. Oil prices plunge as output surges. Less than a month after his confirmation, RFK Jr. is starting to look like Anthony Fauci. Trump orders plans to ease sanctions on Russia. Trump suspends all military aid to Ukraine as dispute with Zelensky escalates. Hours after Trump suspended arms shipment to Ukraine, Zelensky is said to be ready to sign a minerals deal. US and Ukraine prepare to sign minerals agreement. Trump gives Zelensky 30 days to hand over VIP client list of a famous drug. Ukrainian President Zelensky has left the US and is now in London with globalist elites trying to start World War III. However, there are leaders in Europe with a bit of common sense. EU leaders and Zelensky dined elegantly while men die in the trenches. EU proposes £150 billion defence loan. EU mulls $840 billion plan to rearm after US pauses Ukraine aid. EU suspends $20 billion aid package for Kiev. Italy refuses to send its soldiers to Ukraine. Europeans suffer economic hardship, and Ursula von der Leyen promises a huge increase in military spending. Putin warns the West about the consequences of a war against Russia. In quotes, "The world may end sooner, but Russia will not fall." Lavrov believes that Zelensky is not a human being. X22 report: Trump has trapped the EU, and now they are divided. Half want peace, and the other half want war. A money laundering tracking system is being built to track who receives the funds. This is the biggest covert operation the world has ever seen. Will Trump announce that he is leaving NATO? And confirmed reports claim that President Trump will announce that the US will leave NATO in his joint speech to Congress. This would be the biggest news in modern history. Republican lawmakers join Elon Musk in calling for NATO exit. Putin agrees to mediate Iran nuclear talks after Trump's request. Egypt is ready for war against Israel, according to Colonel Douglas MacGregor. On March 2nd, 2025, extreme weather hit several regions of China. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.